Layla lives in a small house with her family. She has a big smile and loves to help others. Layla's family is kind and happy. Her father's name is Omar. He works as a teacher at a school. Every day he wakes up early, drinks tea, and goes to work. He loves teaching children and always tells funny stories. Layla's mother is named Sarah. She stays at home and takes care of the family. Sarah cooks delicious food, cleans the house, and makes sure everyone is happy. Layla's favorite food is her mother's chicken soup. Layla has one brother. His name is Sammy, and he is 10 years old. Sammy is very funny and loves to play football. After school, Layla and Sammy play outside. Sometimes they run, and sometimes they ride their bikes. One day, Layla's mother said, "Let's plant a garden." Layla and Sammy were so excited. They got seeds, water, and small tools. Together, they planted flowers, tomatoes, and carrots in the garden. Every morning, Layla goes to the garden to check the plants. She waters them and talks to them. "Grow fast, little plants," she says. The family waits for the garden to grow. Layla's family loves spending time together. They laugh, help each other, and learn new things every day. What will happen next in their story? Maybe the plants will grow big, or maybe they will meet a new neighbor. The story of Layla's family is not finished. It will continue, one happy day at a time. One sunny morning, Layla ran to the garden. She saw something exciting. "Mama, Baba, Sammy, come and see!" she shouted. The plants were growing. Small green leaves were coming out of the soil. Layla clapped her hands and said, "The garden is alive." Omar smiled and said, "Great job, Layla and Sammy. You took good care of the plants." That afternoon, the family decided to sit outside near the garden. Sarah brought lemonade, and Omar told another funny story about his students. Sammy couldn't stop laughing. While they were sitting, a dog ran into their yard. The dog was small, brown, and very friendly. It wagged its tail and barked softly. "Whose dog is this?" Sammy asked. "I don't know," Sarah said. "Maybe it's lost." Layla went to the dog and patted its head. The dog licked her hand. "It's so cute," Layla said. The family decided to give the dog some water and food. Sarah brought a small bowl, and Layla put water in it. The dog drank happily. "We can call it Lucky," Sammy said. The next day, Layla and Sammy made posters about the dog. The posters said, "We found a small brown dog. Please call us if it's yours." They walked around the neighborhood and put the posters on trees and walls. For now, Lucky stayed with Layla's family. It followed Sammy everywhere and loved sitting near the garden. "What if no one comes to take Lucky?" Layla asked her mother. Sarah smiled and said, "Then Lucky can stay with us. We will be its family." Every day, the garden grew a little more, and Lucky became a big part of Layla's family. Sammy even taught Lucky a trick: how to sit. But who does Lucky belong to, and what new adventures will Layla's family have? The story is not over. It continues with love, kindness, and surprises. Days passed, and Layla's family grew closer with Lucky. The dog followed them everywhere, from the garden to the kitchen. Lucky even started sleeping near Layla's bed at night. But one morning, something unexpected happened. Layla and Sammy were playing in the garden when they heard a voice. "Lucky! Lucky!" someone called. They looked around and saw an old woman walking towards them. She looked worried. "Have you seen my dog?" she asked. Layla ran up to the woman. "Is your dog brown and small?" she asked. "Yes, that's my Lucky," the woman said, smiling. "I've been looking for him everywhere." Sammy felt a little sad. "We took care of him for days. He's become part of our family," he said. The old woman kneeled down and pet Lucky. Lucky wagged his tail and jumped up to her. "Thank you so much for looking after him," the woman said. "I was so worried." Layla smiled, but felt a little sad inside. "We love Lucky," she said softly. "Can he visit us sometimes?" The old woman nodded. "Of course. I live just down the street. You can come visit him any time." That afternoon, Layla, Sammy, and their parents went to visit the old woman's house. It was a small, cozy home with a big garden. Lucky was so happy to be home, but he wagged his tail when he saw Layla and Sammy. From then on, Lucky visited Layla's family every week. He played in the garden and slept on the porch. Layla and Sammy were happy to see him, and the old woman was always grateful to the family for taking care of Lucky. As the months passed, the garden grew even bigger. Layla and Sammy's flowers bloomed, and the tomatoes turned red. They shared some of their vegetables with the old woman, and she shared fresh fruit with them. One day, Layla asked, "Do you think we can have a big party for all our neighbors? We can invite them to see the garden and meet Lucky." Sarah smiled and said, "That sounds like a wonderful idea. We can all share food, stories, and enjoy our time together." So Layla and her family began planning a garden party. They invited everyone in the neighborhood, including the old woman and Lucky. The day of the party, the garden was full of laughter and happiness. There was music, food, and even games for the children. As the sun set, Layla looked around at her family, her neighbors, and the beautiful garden. She felt grateful. "This is the best day," she said. "But what will happen next? Maybe Layla will meet a new friend, or the garden will grow even more." The story is still going, full of surprises and joy. The garden party was a great success. Everyone enjoyed the food, the laughter, and the wonderful company. Layla and Sammy were happy to see their neighbors smiling, and they felt proud of their garden. Lucky ran around, wagging his tail, playing with the children. As the evening came to an end, the old woman thanked Layla's family once again for taking care of Lucky. "You've been so kind," she said. Layla smiled. "It was our pleasure, and we're happy we can still see Lucky sometimes." The family sat together on the porch, watching the stars come out. The garden was calm, and Lucky lay at their feet, sleeping soundly. Layla looked at her parents and said, "I'm so happy. We have a beautiful garden, a new friend, and our family is closer than ever." Omar and Sarah hugged her. "We are proud of you, Layla," her father said. And so, Layla's family continued to grow, learning and loving every day. The garden flourished. Lucky came to visit often, and the neighbors became even better friends. The story of Layla's family may have come to an end for now, but every day was another new beginning, full of love, laughter, and adventure.